Hey, yo, bendiciones, what up, everybody? Woo! This is El Conquistador back with another video. So, check it out. This video, is, I don't know what I'm going to title it, but basically, I just wanted to go over, I got a little list over here, not all this, but like, I got a list on this side, of what La Regla de Ocha is not. What these Orisha traditions are not, and what they do not involve. So just bear with me. I just want to jump right into it, okay? So one, Orisha or Santeria, Ocha, Lucumi, religion, Ocha is not spell work. Oh, and by the way, as I go through the list, if there's anyone that you want me to dive in deeper in topics, let me know in the comments below. Okay. So Orisha, these traditions have nothing to do with spell work. There is no, let me do a love spell with Ochun. There's no spells. There's no spell casting. I want a baby, so I'm going to do a spell with Yemaya. I'm going to put a watermelon in front of a Yemaya statue and ask for a baby. I'm not going to, there's no spell to do with Ogun for work because he's the Orisha working labor. There's no spell you do with Ochosi for justice. There's Adimuses and there's Eboses. Adimu and Ebo. And that gets marked with the Dilogun, the Merin Dilogun, that gets marked with Ifá. Or if you have the Orisha already, then you can go out of the way and be like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling good today. Let me give Elegua some candy. That's like little things like that don't need to be marked. They can be, you know, but little things like that. But like big things like, oh, like I want to do a love spell with Ochun because I'm having a hard time with my husband. Maybe that's not the issue, you know? So spell work, spell casting, that's not a thing in Ocha. It doesn't exist. We don't do that. Let's move on. Let's see, the whole idea of quote unquote working with the energies, that goes along with spell casting. Working with the energies of Ochun. Everyone loves Ochun. I love spell with Ochun. Working with the energies of Ochun, or working with the masculine energies of Chango. Not a thing. You either have the Orisha or you don't have the Orisha received, formally consecrated by Olochas the right way, following protocols and tradition. At the least, okay, you go to the ocean. If you don't have Yemaya received, you go to the ocean. You don't have Ochun received, you go to the river. But there's no like work with the energies of, like see on YouTube. And I'm talking specifically of what I hear from other YouTubers, okay? These are the things that I hear spell work with, love spell with Ochun, working with the energies of Ochun, working with the energies of Yemaya. Or as they say, Yemaya, and Oshun, and Ogin, and Shango, and Alegua, and Obatala. What else? The whole idea of worshiping the inner goddess in you and honoring the inner god and goddess in you is not a thing. And I'm speaking specifically for Ocha. You know, some of these things I do believe in. Of course I believe in spell work. Of course I believe in brujeria. But there's no brujeria in Ocha. There's no brujeria in these traditions. It's you do adimus, adimus, and eboses, speaking specifically for Orisha tradition, for Ocha. And so the whole idea, honoring your inner goddess, you know, your inner god, that's not a thing in Ocha. That's New Age talk. What else? Greek astrology. Greek astrology has nothing to do with African Orishas, okay? I think because Greek astrology is just so prevalent in the American psyche. You know, everyone, oh, yo, dude, I guess, it's more, don't call me being stereotypical, but mostly it's women that go, oh, yo, this cute guy asked me out, and the girlfriend's gonna ask. The first thing is, everyone's gonna ask is, what does he do? That's number one. What does he do? And what's his sign? Oh, you guys compatible? Oh, is he in Aries? Oh man, he's on fire. All that crap. Do I believe in Greek astrology? I think it definitely has its accuracies, and you can get really deep. Greek astrology is beautiful. Has absolutely no place in these African traditions. The slaves was not studying Greek astrology. It's Greek. People need to get back to the roots. Astrology is Greek. Okay? Necromancy. Orisha is not necromancy. Papalegba is papalegba. Elegua is elegua. Lucero is lucero. Egun is egun. Orisha is not necromancy. Okay, they have nothing to do with necromancy. Yes, Oya is the queen of the dead. Ayabaiku. Ayabaikua. Oba, she digs the grave of the dead. Yewa, she decomposes the body. Oricha oko, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But this is not necromancy. Okay? It's not necromancy. No human bones. We have the egun, and then we have the oricha. Okay? I guess you could argue that like balo is necromancy. And even then, you're working with spirits of nature. Balo is nature. Okay? That happens to have an aspect of necromancy. But Siete Rayo is not an egun. He's a spirit. He's an impungo. But that's getting off the topic. Okay? Ocha. And for those, I hope I'm not, I'm trying to get through this, relatively quick, because I know I can ramble on. When I say Ocha, I mean the religion. I mean Orisha faith, Orisha religion. The correct term is Gariocha. But, Santeria, la Regla de Ocha, Ocha, Ifá. But when I say Ocha, I mean the faith as a whole. Okay, let's continue. Rune casting has nothing to do with Ocha. Runes come from Germanic, like ancient Germanic, that's their alphabet, the runes. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like letters or something, right? And that comes from like the Vikings time, runes. Has nothing to do with Ocha. I don't know where people get this stuff. And I will definitely be giving you guys example of where to check out examples of this. There was a lady throwing chamalongos on a table of Ifá to speak to the egun. What? There was the same lady throwing dilagoon cowrie shells on a table of Ifá to talk to the dead, specifically to the dead, not even to the Orisha. And just, oh, the number 7 came out. We have to work with the energies of Yamaya. And the shell fell over here to the east, and that means that the Mars and Saturn and the right now the moon is in retrograde, and that shell's telling us this. That is not a thing. But moving on. Orisha has nothing to do with rune casting and Scandinavian religion. Okay. Bone casting. There is that I know of. Please, someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Someone call me out of my bullshit if I'm saying anything wrong. There's no such thing as bone casting. There's no throwing runes. There's no throwing tarot cards. There's no throwing chamalongos. There's no chamalongos belong to palo. There's no throwing of bones. Bones, I believe, someone correct me, that's more voodoo. And even then, I'm sure there's a structure to how that gets done, but I'm not a voodoo expert. But when you get a reading with voodoo, a true reading of voodoo is the person, the Ugan, the Mambo, whoever, should bring down the Loa and get possessed, and you speak to the Loa directly. A true reading with the 21 divisions, it ain't got nothing to do, you know, yeah, okay, a glass of water and a candle, whatever. But like a reading, the person should bring down the misterio. A true reading of the Orisha should be a competent babalawo, and they read through the oracle of Ifá. Ifá is simply an oracle, or a competent babalocha, you know, just Olocha, or oriate through the dilogun. Those are the mouthpieces of Orisha. And then, you know, the simple one, you get into OB, those are mouthpieces too. But, you know, bone casting has no place in Ocha. Tarot cards have no place in Ocha. If someone tells you they're telling, like, oh, I know that their tarot cards of Orisha do exist. That is a thing. Is it right? No. Is it cool? Is it cute? Is it artful? Yes, like I know I've seen the cards personally, but I can't remember what they look like. But you know, they look nice. You know, as art, it looks nice. And but again, to say, oh, here in this card, Obatala, the energy of Obatala is around you right now. Oh, I see an upside down. I see an upside down Ochun card that fell for you. Your love life is upside down because Ochun represents love. That's just grabbing for straws. The Orisha do not speak in tarot. Please, someone let me know in the comments below how that works. The Orisha do not speak through tarot. They speak through Ifá. They speak through the dilogun. That's it. And then OB is a specific divination to speak to a specific Orisha. But dilogun and Ifá says who is speaking now. Let me throw the egbes. Let me the ikin, the friggin' the dilogun. Who's speaking? Who's standing up for this person in front? But tarot cards and Orisha had nothing to do with each other. That's a New Age practice as well. Nothing against New Age. Some New Age ideologies like Ascended Masters and honoring Ascended Masters, I think that's cool. But I'm talking specifically Ocha, these traditions, African traditions. Ain't no tarot cards, no bone casting, no rune casting, no tarot casting, not a thing. No oracle card castings. There's no such thing as oracle cards. The oracle, you want to speak to the oracle is Ifá. The oracle is Merin de Logun. Okay? Crystals. Everyone loves their crystals and talking about crystal energy. That is not a thing in Ocha. Yes, the Orisha, they, you know, Obatala is the sky, and, you know, the Yamaya is the ocean. You know, everybody has an aspect of nature they govern over, an aspect of personality they govern over, an aspect of everything, you know. So, you know, Chango be the thunderstone, river rocks belong to Ochun. I would say, like, not are, but belong to a specific reason. I don't know who crystals belong to. I think Chango, Obatala, I'm not 100% sure. Someone, who does crystals belong to? You know, would that be considered Orichauco because it's the earth? You know, gold belongs to Ochun. Originally it was copper, I believe. Or brass. Maybe brass and then Oya is copper. So metals and rocks and things in the natural world, they do have their place with Ocha. But you know, the whole idea of like a crystal energy and crystals, that has no place in Ocha. I'm sure there's an Orisha that owns crystals, the same way that you know, that Chango owns the thunderstone. But you know, this whole modern idea of, oh, the amethyst, it helps you dream, and the clear crystal quartz helps you with energy, and the selenite you run over your body to remove negative energy, that has no place in Ocha. That's not a thing in Ocha. And I keep saying in Ocha because it doesn't mean that I don't believe it. Crystals have energy. Everything is energy. We are energetic beings. I totally get that. But if we're speaking strictly Ocha, what crystal energy has nothing to do with Ocha. That leads me into chakras. Chakras is a Hindu system, has nothing to do with Ocha. Runes is a Scandinavian system, has nothing to do with Ocha. Astrology is a Greek system, has nothing to do with Ocha. Why? Because Ocha comes from Africa, comes from Cuba. Why are we talking about Greek systems, Scandinavian systems, friggin', you know, it has nothing to do with Ocha. Continuing on. And again, with crystal energies, you have to align your chakras and your crystal energies. Reiki has nothing to do with Ocha. When it comes to energies, the whole of working with energies, you either have it or you don't have it. You either have Elegua received or you don't have Elegua received. If you don't have Elegua received, you want to talk to Elegua, you get your ass to a crossroads, okay? You don't have Yemaya received, you got to get your ass to an ocean. Because putting a statue ain't going to do nothing, okay? Yeah. What else? Pendulums. I'm talking about very... like Wicca has no place in Ocha. And a lot of these things that are in Wicca, no, I'm not making any disses to Wicca. You know, I respect all people's faiths. I respect all legitimate faiths. Hell, I respect atheism. How many times have we wanted to say, screw this. F you Elegua, F you Egun, freaking all these muerto is bullshit. I've been praying and lighting candles to all you sons of bitches. Ain't shit happening. We've all been there. I've been there. But where was it going with that? Yeah, so like faith is not the issue. You either have something or you have not received something. So regardless of faith, if you happen to have received, if you believe in him or don't believe him, you still got him there. That's it. You know, you have him received. There's plenty of people like freaking La Lupe. She lost her faith in the Orisha. It doesn't mean that her Orisha ceased to exist. It means that she stopped believing in them and she converted to Pentecostal. You know, it doesn't mean that they ceased to exist. Our faith in them is irrelevant insofar as when you have something received, once you got it, it's there, it's alive. And if you want to ignore them or friggin' throw them out, then that's irrelevant. They're still there, they're alive. You know, shit. Don't throw out your Orisha, I'll tell you that. Pendulums, that's a Wicca, that's a witch, a bruja modern, like white witch, European witch, pendulums, tarot cards, oracle cards, that's New Age and Wiccaism, that some spirits do deal with cards. Spanish ones deal with the baraja. Voodoo spirits, some do like deal with the regular playing cards. And you know, hey, maybe you have a person in your cuadro espiritual that deals with cards, oracle cards or whatever cards, tarot cards, baraja cards, friggin' whatever. But if we're talking strictly Orisha, tarot cards have no place. Pendulums have no place. New Ageism has no place. The idea of ascended masters has no place in Ocha. It doesn't exist. The idea of angels. Do I believe in angels? Yes. I believe in Jesus Christ, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I was raised Catholic. But angels, the idea of, just the angels in general, has no... The angels, yes, most of us believe in angels, but as it relates to Ocha, what does me throwing coconut to my legua or him deciding he wants to eat or not or anything that has to do with my Orisha life have to do with angels? They don't. Veves have nothing to do with Ocha. There was a guy, was it Soul Consciousness TV? He had a thing of Watala. I'm definitely gonna break this down into two parts because it's gonna be a long one. Soul Conscious TV had a video, an Orisha altar at Watala. He had some powdered donuts, and above he had a veve, a voodoo. Voodoo has nothing to do with Ocha. Veves have nothing to do with Ocha. Voodoo has everything to do with voodoo, and Veves are voodoo. Veves belong to I was Buddha. I was watching a Chinese movie earlier. Veves are voodoo, not Orisha. Firmas or patipembas are palo, not Ocha. Okay? So that's another thing, you know. I'm definitely gonna break this down to two parts, but voodoo, I would say just symbology in general. Unless it's Ocha, it has no place. Voodoo symbology and like the signals, the firmas, the veves of voodoo have no place in Ocha. Runes, Scandinavian alphabet have no place in Ocha. Greek astrology and the symbols that are in there have no place in Ocha. Okay, guys? I'm gonna end this at that. So let me know what else, you know. I'm gonna go down the list real quick. So I hope you guys, you know, comment below what you think. Spell work. So these things have nothing to do with Ocha. Spell work, spell casting, the idea of inner goddess, honoring your inner goddess has nothing to do with Ocha. Chakras, that's a Hindu system, has nothing to do with Ocha. Working with the energies of XYZ, of Ochun, working with the energies of Ogun. Greek astrology, necromancy, rune casting, bone casting, tarot cards, oracle cards, crystals, crystal energy, pendulums, to ask questions. Like we, you know, like, oh, the little crystal pendulum that you see at East meets West, and you know, that has nothing to do with Ocha. New Ageism has nothing to do with Ocha. Angels, Veves have nothing to do with Ocha. Okay, guys? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, what I'm saying is controversial for people that think that these things, that Veves, oh, of course Obatala, it's Veve. That's it. No, because Dambala is not Obatala. And Obatala is not Tiembla Tierra. Tata Tiempo. They have their each respective, you know, discipline and tradition. Okay? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sorry this is a long video, but I hope you stood through the whole thing. And I'm going to make a second one right now. Okay? Peace.